Hi everybody, here we are again. We're going to do another all grain brew of the Morrison's Pedigree clone that I'm doing. We've got grain bill, 3.5 kilos of pale malt. Now it should be 40 grams of chocolate malt and 140 grams of crystal malt, but I didn't quite have enough chocolate malt. I've only got 36 grams. And I put 142 grams of crystal malt in. So I'm going to start with the mash. We've got a 84 degrees centigrade strike water. That's going to go straight into the mash tun. Well, 10 litres of it's going to go straight into the mash tun. And I'm going to start mashing in. Right, that's the strike water transferred across. I'll put the crystal malt and the chocolate malt in straight away. Quick stir. Less of that, so bung that all in first. Then it doesn't start clumping, so all the flavours will come out. And then, as fast as possible, add the grain in, the rest of the pale malt. That was the first 500 gram bag. So we'll begin stirring it in now. This is a mistake. I'll loop. Get it in as fast as possible to retain as much heat as possible. You can get the lid on quickly. So that's about 2 kilos in now. This is the last kilo and a half. It's not quite, I've got a bit more in the bag. Right, we're down to the last kilo, I'd say, and this is where you need to start slowing down, otherwise you're going to end up with dough balls where you've got bunches of grain that are dry in the middle, and that is obviously just wasting the grain because it ain't going to mash if it's got no liquid around it. So you want a nice even porridge consistency without any dry spots. I always find adding the grain to the liquor is far easier than adding the liquor to the grain, because if you add the liquor to the grain you will end up with dry spots. Right, I need to do a temperature check. Looking for try a mash temperature of 67 degrees. A little bit lower is alright, a little bit higher is okay, but not much. Stir it to move all the heat around. Oh, that's at 67, just climbing still a little bit. Sorry, not 67, 66. It's up to 66 and a half. Stir it up from the bottom because the bottom will be hotter. And that's 67, so bang on what we wanted. So, bung the lid on, right way around, and start the timer for a 90-minute mash. Right, that's the mash finished. So, time to start the sparge. As always, begin the sparge by drawing off approximately 4 litres, very slowly. Just angle you down there. So you don't want to open the tap fully. Want it slowly running out. I'll just show you. To begin with, can't really see that, but in the trials jar. To begin with, there's loads and loads of bits in. You've got to wait till the grain bed settles, and then it will start to filter itself naturally. So the sparge is the slow and tedious part of the process. And you've got to allow the grain bed to settle. You don't want the grain bed floating anymore when you're doing them. Well, you wear the ice sparge. I've seen other people that have it seems to be floating away. But the way I've always done it, you let the grain bed just about set, which is about taking 4 litres of the liquor out, and then you start adding the liquor back in very slowly from the top. That will just then filter the 4 litres that you've taken out, and then you start sparging with hot water from the brew kettle or the hot liquor tank. I've got one and the same. Right, the grain bed is just about set. And we've got about 1.5 litres out. So I'll start adding that back into the top. You've got to do this process until you get clear wort running out. Just show you the grain bed. So this is beginning the sparge. So you see it's only just set. might be starting running the liquor back in just a little bit too soon. This is where, if you've got a recirculating system, it will save some time because you'll have already recirculated it and your grain bed will already have been filtering it. But as I say, it's only about 4 litres that you need to run off to recirculate, which is a minor part of the time for the sparge. So yeah, we're going a bit fast there. Need to let that grain bed set back down again. If you start floating it, the filtration isn't as good. I've got 1 litre left, so we'll put about half a litre in. So that's how long it's going to take. We've got about 1.5 litres back out. This bit normally takes at least an hour, more like an hour and a half. Depends quite on how fast you start running the liquor off, but you can't really run it off any more than that, otherwise you start getting grains coming through. Right, so you boil in about 2 hours or so.